So one of the things Brian talked about, all this leads into what? Into this. When you extend this up here, where's the top arm go? Top arm is going to go back when you extend up. That sets up my swing from the top hand. So I'm going to first swing from the top hand, then shoulders, then hips, then I'm going to take my trail leg, and I'm going to drive it down the cord of the pole. The cord of the pole is the pole tip through the top hand. No matter what direction the pole is, no matter what position the pole's in, it's always pushing from pole tip to the top hand. And as you come forward, now it's pushing up in this direction. That's why that top hand pressure always changes, but it's not throwing your top arm out of position. It's not throwing your hands ahead of your shoulders. You always want those shoulders in the cord of the pole. So I'm going to initiate how Brian tells you to take off the ground. This goes up, this comes back, and now my shoulders are pointing at the pole tip. So I'm going to swing down, and that's going to lay me out into the cord of the pole, which leads us to where this rack comes in. It's going to hold me in that force application line. On a pole, it's between there and there. It's always changing. When you go to a bar, that force application line is straight up and down. The bar is always pushing straight up. So you have a force application line of this. So if we simply just take giants, I can spin around like that. So you're using all the momentum from spinning to invert. Or in the vault, you come run down one leg and you hit the plant and the top of the pole stops your hands up high. Oh look, it inverts. There's no muscles in this. There's no energy in this. There's no energy being transferred anywhere. There's no motor in this. To add energy to the system, after we get off the ground, there's two ways to add energy. Sequential motion and muscle energy. The sequence is not at the shoulders first, because that starts just a rotation around your shoulders. If you guys see my Facebook or Instagram, you've seen this marble little exercise. I have a pan, it's a round pan, and I cut off that pan, the wall of the pan up on top, so it's open. So that marble is spinning around in the circle, and it's open right here. So as it spins around and reaches this open part, which way does the marble spin? This is spinning around, and when it gets up to here, what direction are the forces being applied? Anybody? They're going that way. Do we want to go that way, or do we want to go up? The more we transfer energy up, the more that drives the shoulders down the cord of the pole, which compresses the pole more. I got a shorter lever length. It puts more energy into the system, and it moves everything. It moves the system, the body and the pole. It's not the pole, it's everything has to move. And when you can transfer all that muscle energy into the cord of the pole and move it, now you have more energy transferred into the cord of the pole, which is going to launch you rather than trying to muscle it. So to do that, we want to do a sequence of moves. There's this hanging on the bar or in the cord of the pole. Nilsson does one leg bent and does a straight trail leg. And that straight trail leg comes all the way up to perpendicular, like it's spinning right here, and it gets to there. So now all that energy's going which way? That way. If you only swing to there, your energy stops, and just like spinning in a circle when it gets to there, if it stops to there, if your legs stop 1/4 of the way, that direction of the energy is going this way. Well, we want to go up the cord. So you want to take that swing higher, and now I'm up there. And that energy is directed this way, which drives this way and transfers that muscle energy in the sequence of moves into the pole. And then when I get into here, then I can crank more on the shoulders, driving the hips up. And if I just stayed rotating the hips around and left my legs the same, a lot of guys just lock out at the hips and lock the legs and do that. But what happens, you get into here, where's your energy? That way. So the legs need to continue to close that pike as the hips rise. So as they approach the bar, you're going to start to extend up and redirect that energy up the cord of the pole. So it's all about staying in the cord of the pole. When you do your swinging exercises or your pop-ups, you'll see your hands go forward, legs come up, but then you have to pause and wait for your shoulders to come underneath you. Or if you roll the hands past the cord of the pole, if you roll that top hand past the cord of the pole and your shoulders are back there, you have to wait for later on to get your shoulders in front of you. Or you roll your hands past your body, and now the body's going this way, the bar's over here, here's your hands hanging. And if your hands pass your body, this is going to go up. Oh, where'd that go? We talked about shoot the gap. Olivia knows shoot the gap. If you do this right, you'll get inverted here. Here's the crossbar. Hands never pass the shoulders. So when this goes up, where's that going? Up. And it's a long lever on this side. It's not perfectly balanced. It's in front of the pole, between the pole, the crossbar, and your hand. And as this rises, this long lever starts to rotate. And then all you have to do is pike, and that rotation will speed up, and you rotate around the bar. So there's no energy used to go over the bar. So we want to build this strength, this lower core, the hip flexors, we call posterior pelvic tilt muscles. This enables you to sprint stronger, stand upright, like Brian said. That posture has to be stable going into this. And then that way, all this energy is going to go up through your body and go in and control this. Don't let it just slide in. Control that. So this all overlaps. In order to have this posture being here, you have to develop that core strength. You have to develop the back, the lower abs. When you open this up and hang on that bar, all this is open from here up. When you do the rack, you're working that lower abs, your hip flexors, and this posterior pelvic tilt. And it develops the strength to do what Brian's telling you to do right here. And then the rest is on that. You guys ready to go?
Alright, so real quick guys, here's what we're going to do. Tim is going to be set up in the station. If you've never done the rack, or you can't do the rack, my biggest advice, you guys doing this for 15 years, is keep trying. And like Tim was saying, it's about the core, but I'm an old lady, and I could do it, and for me it was more of like that feeling of like rocking my shoulders back, which a lot of times is kind of hard until you get it. But get on there, keep trying. It took one of my daughters 3 months to figure that out, and then she did it one time and she's like, oh, that's what I was supposed to do. So if you're intimidated by it, I highly encourage you, if you come to club, we have it here, we have multiple. Hop on it, definitely pick Tim's brain as you go in your group. But with that said, we are going to get going. So real quick, can I have my coaches all line up?
As Mondo said in his Red Bull video, it feels like the ball.
Oh, wait, no, I saw it. Come here. I'm here. Caitlin, and then Christian. Your name is Caitlin. Hunter, get over here. Alright, alright, can I get, some of you I don't have on here, just hang tight. So can I get Ella, so Christian, bring them out. So Ella, Taylor, Abby, Megan, and Winter's not here. Go ahead and go with Caitlin and then hang tight.
You gotta do it.
Let me get Christian, raise your hand.
Come on, you little gremlins, come on.
Christian's over there, Gavin, Taylor, Josiah, Michael, and Owen. You're with Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Anthony, Connor, Jonathan.
I don't think we're jumping.
Hunter.
I thought we were jumping after lunch.
Jared, raise your hand. Can I get Devon, Aaron, Jacob, and Jacob P. Raise for Jared. And then Colin Dunbar, guys. Raise your hand. Alright, let me get Patience.
I haven't turned it off yet.